Live fitter and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Hi team, I am Fitz Koehler, your very noisy race announcer and fitness expert from Fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Today is a pop-up episode. I didn't advertise it in advance, but I had stuff to say, so I figured, why not go online and say it? So this is a very big week for me. I'm sure it's a very big week for you. It's mid-June, so obviously, but probably one of the biggest highlights, maybe, is it of my week? Is it of my year? Is it of my life? But my daughter, Ginger, will be graduating from high school on Friday, and I'm so flipping proud of her. She is the sunshine. She's sweet, ginger bean, and yeah, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. So on Friday morning, I get to be in the University of Florida's O'Connell Center as hundreds of kids, including mine, walk out to Pomp and Circumstance. And it's funny, I was listening to a commercial on the radio the other day, and Pomp and Circumstance started to play, and I thought, oh no, it's gonna get me. So I'm not even the sentimental type. I'm not sappy, but my child is going to graduate from high school, and I just think that's freaking amazing. And this child of mine has also gained admission to the University of Florida, and she's starting in the fall, which is absolutely bonkers to me. I can't believe sweet Ginger Bean is headed off to college, and I couldn't be more excited for her. Fortunately for me, she's going to my alma mater, so I'm a double gator. I had my undergrad degree, political science, with minors in communications and education from UF, and then I came back and earned my master's in exercise and sports sciences. But I'm thrilled for her, and she's going to major in journalism. And think about it, think about me, and then Ginger, I assure you, is me on steroids. She is pow. So yeah, you will not get out of this life without hearing from her. She's pretty fantastic in every regard. So I'm super excited about that. And then I'm also excited because I'm wearing my new hoodie, my new Team Noisy gear. If you guys don't have Team Noisy gear and you're part of the Noisy Nation, obviously you got to get it. Look, it's a cropped one. Look, and I do that. And my kids, we do twicking. I can't twerk, so we twick. It's pretty bad. But anyway, it's super comfy, super soft. And if you don't want to show off your tummy, you just wear a longer shirt underneath it. But I really like these, and these are available at Fitzness.com. Okay, so we're going to talk about heat exhaustion. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I experienced it on Saturday. That's right. As many of you know, I'm training for the Boston Marathon. Whew, and things went awry. So I'll go back to say I agreed to run it at the end of May, the very end, maybe around May 27th, 28th. And so I dove into training fairly aggressively. So I had only previously been doing about 3-mile walks, tons of strength training, tons of swimming, but on my feet, I capped my exercise sessions off at 3 miles, mostly walking. And so the first long run I did, I just decided I want to see if I can walk 10 miles. So I went out, it was a hot day, brought water, sunscreen, bug spray, because Florida, and walked 10 miles. And I did a lot of chasing the shade. You know, it's Florida in the summer, and the heat is oppressive, and it was 80-something degrees, but did a fairly decent job of staying within the wood line. And then I thought for the next week, well, I need to find a really shady place, because walking 10 miles out in a lot of sun was too much. So I went to this famous trail here in Gainesville. It's paved and it's 16 miles long. And for the most part, we had shade. And I did 12 miles that next weekend. And I did a walk run. I kind of Gallowayed. I was a little structured about it, but I got through the 12 miles. It was hard. I ended my workout by lying on the ground, and there's a couple of pictures of me lying on the ground post-workout, but that was only because it was hard. That was it. I just finished the 12 and I needed to lie on my back and take it. But the place where we parked for that part of the trail, the first mile was almost in complete sunshine, which meant the 12th mile was without shade and in complete sunshine, which was really, really hard. So I thought, okay, next week, we'll find a shadier part of the trail. Now it's a trail, it's woods, so it's not complete shade, but it's pretty decent for the most part. And the trail runs through not only the woods, but it runs through swamp. It's almost completely swampland. And if you think of a swamp in a scary movie, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about scary movie swamp filled with alligators and snakes, et cetera, et cetera. So Saturday I went out earlier. The previous week I started running at 8:30. This time I got out to the trail at 7:30. And my goal was to complete a half marathon distance, which is 13.1. And I thought, okay, I'm only on week 3 of my training. I'm going to do half the distance of a marathon and, blah, blah, blah. And I chose to Galloway in a structured way. So I did 45 seconds of running, 25 seconds of walking. And that felt pretty good. It was challenging. But and we had water, mind you, we had water, and I started hydrating before. So what I have found is as I mention this stuff, every runner on the planet's like, you got to hydrate and you got to do this. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm kind of involved in fitness and running. And so yeah, I hydrated as much as I could before, but you can really only store so much hydration. And then apparently you pee at some point. And then you sweat, and then it's no longer with you. So went out with water, run, walk. And about mile 4 or 5, I thought, oh, my stomach's not feeling good. But I'm a bit of a trooper, and I decided I'm just going to keep going. And I had actually considered possibly going 14 miles because I've never gone over 13.1 before. Half marathon is the max amount of walking, running I've ever done. So I considered going 14, but by the time I hit the turnaround, now mind you, again, I'm on the skinny trail going into the swamp, and then I have to leave the swamp. There is no real escape route here. Once you go to the end, you have to go back at the equal distance. So I hit the mile marker 6.55, and I knew, do not go to 7. Do not take one extra step more than you are required to take at this point, because this feels really bad. It's 85 degrees. The humidity is like 945 billion%. And I like the heat. I was raised here. I love being hot. But this was starting to feel more than bad. So at 6:55, I'm like, turn around, and I go back. Mile 7, I start heaving. Just start heaving. And as many of you know, that's not a really good feeling, to be out of control. And it continued on. So I would say every half mile, oh, here he goes. Look here. Yeah, I should take some college courses. Thank you, Sam. What is this thing you talk about, drinking while exercising? Which is snide of me. But anyway, I had water. I had all the stuff, but it just wasn't enough. And so mile 7, I start heaving. 7.5, I heave. 8, and I continue to try and run because I'm trying to gather a good pace for Boston. I want to beat 6 hours, which some of you are like, oh, that's no big whoop. And I think it's a big whoop. I mean, if I can do it closer to 5 or 4.5, great. But right now, my expectations are very reasonable. So anyways, I think it's about mile 8, I end up on or maybe 9, on my hands and knees, actually throwing up, which is a super bad feeling. In fact, I haven't had that kind of feeling since chemo, which was like, ugh. And at mile 10, as I'm dragging myself forward, I'm still going about a 14, 15 mile pace, but I'm suffering big time. About mile 10, an alligator on the side of the trail growls at me. Now, if you've never heard a gator growl, look it up. It actually sounds like a lawnmower being pulled. You know that big sound the lawnmower makes? That comes out of the muckety muck next to me. And I just look over and I just like, eat me, I'm done. Go ahead, have at it. So it's probably the first time in my life where a gator growled at me and I was like, I don't care. Screw you, alligator, or come and get it. And yeah, it was pretty awful at mile 11. Once again, down on my hands and knees. And I have these brand new hot pink shorts. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. And yeah, I was there on the side of the trail, hands and knees, thinking, this isn't very girly at all in my hot pink shorts. And the nice thing is there were passerbys. There were cyclists and other well, actually, there weren't runners. It was all cyclists, but they were asking, can I help, blah, blah, blah. And we had what we needed, but I dragged myself back. I did get to 13, but what I can tell you is at mile 11, I started putting all the pieces together that this wasn't just me feeling bad and I wasn't just feeling hot. These were all the signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion. It was profuse sweating, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, lethargy, the whole thing. And so at a mile 11, I thought, oh, this is bad. This is actually very bad. And so I pulled back dramatically and I didn't try to run anymore. And I prioritized longevity over time. And it's something I hope everybody can figure out if the time ever comes. But the thing that comes after heat exhaustion is heat stroke. And that could be a lifelong consequence. So I stopped. I couldn't stop moving because I had to get to my vehicle, but it was scary, and I had thought twice. And it's not very often that runners take a step back and say, maybe I shouldn't, right? Even when we're dealing with stabbing pains or burning sensations, or we hear a pop, many runners are like, I'm gonna keep going. We have to know when to say when and when to take care of ourselves. So my saying when was just going really, really slow. And in fact, I took time to at some point I lied down on the trail. I just had to take a pause, and I was down for quite a few minutes, just resting because I needed to. And so heat exhaustion, not acceptable. Someone like me, I do say I should know better, but hard lesson learned. Sometimes we have to experience things to have them resonate. So I will not be out there in the Florida heat running long distances anymore. I might do 3 or 4 miles because I think that's very doable, especially in the morning or in the night. But I'm going to move my long runs to the treadmill. And is that fun? I mean, sometimes I really like the treadmill. I enjoy watching movies and other fun things while I exercise. I enjoy reading books while I exercise. So yeah, I think the treadmill can be a lot of fun. Is it as enjoyable as running out in nature? Not necessarily, but it's going to be what I'm going to do. And yeah, I'm now a treadmill girl for my long runs. So I was doing it on the weekends. Now I'm moving them to weekdays, especially because I have some races coming up that I'm announcing, and just kind of hard to go out and run 15 miles while you're announcing a race weekend. And I like to save my energy for my athletes. So there you go. Heat exhaustion. Don't let it happen to you. How do you prevent those things? Hydrate in advance. Keep hydration with you. And everybody's been wanting to put in their 2 cents. So you can feel free. Always use the comment section here on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. We're in a variety of places. But yeah, share your hydration techniques. It probably would have been better if I had chosen to bring Gatorade or Noon hydration or Powerade. There's a bunch of different electrolyte beverages that would have been a great choice. This is why I did not, is because I also like to pour the water over my head. And I had Gatorade in the car, but I thought, I don't want to pour Gatorade over my head. That would be sticky. So I foolishly got on the trail without added electrolytes. So many people are promoting salt tabs. Salt tabs really help maintain hydration. I'm a pro in the field, but I've never had a salt tab before. And to me, I thought, who wants to eat a whole chunk of salt? And apparently they don't just taste like salt. They're fruity flavored. And my girlfriend, Patty Beatty, who's one of the sweetest girls on the planet, she showed up the other day with a box of her hydration and nutrition tools that she used while training for a marathon. So it's a box that has like 20 different flavors of goo. It's got the Cliff shot blocks, which are a little more palatable to me. It's kind of like a gummy bear. On the side note, I used to like sweets. Because of chemo, I'm sweet averse. So I'm not really excited about eating sweet stuff, but apparently we need to do those things. I do have some energy and protein bars that I've been using that I feel really good about. But yeah, salt tabs, shot blocks, gels. If you have a favorite, go ahead and share that with me. I'm open to the suggestions. And here's Vicky, who she's doing breast cancer treatment right now, and she's out there running 10 miles a day, making me look stupid. So well done, Vicky. I love watching your post, man. She is crushing it. Her and Angie. Sam says, I like to take those blue flexible ice packs in a cooler for injury to help cool down. You know what? This is the other thing we thought, is that instead of running all the way out 6.5 miles or 12 miles, depending on what the distance is, just take shorter trips to and fro on the trail. So park and then maybe only go 2 miles out. So you're never more than 2 miles away from your vehicle. And so that might be really smart on a long run, on a hot day, or even on a super cold day. Gummy bears or gummy frogs. There's all sorts of gummy things. I wonder if there's really good nutrition or if they're just gummy bears. Thank you. You know what? I am doing great. I'm very proud of me. And yesterday I did 3 miles on the treadmill, and that was easy peasy. And I used to think 3 miles was hard. Now 3 miles is easy. And I'm strength training like a monster, as I do, because I think strength training will be the most powerful tool to getting me to that finish line in Boston, running further, running that distance faster and pain-free. And so far I've been pain-free because I've really spent the past year trying to build up my muscle mass. I had lost 11 pounds from chemo. So almost all of my effort has been put towards strength training. And I think that's really paying off now, which I'm grateful for. So I'm still building it in. I did the half marathon on Saturday. Sunday night, I went and did plyometric squat jumps and lunges and leg press and single leg press, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, yes. Well, one would think if you're going to eat sugary anything, it would stick on your teeth. Good advice, David Kuntz. That's a smart man right there. Thank you, Matt. Matt, you are ignoring the weak spots, but I appreciate that. So anyways, heat exhaustion, it's a real deal no matter where you are. From what I know, that it's super hot in Fargo right now, in New York and California, and everybody's getting heat, and all over the world, except for Australia. I was just on an Australian talk show yesterday, and it's winter there, so la-ti-da for them. But just be careful and dress appropriately. This is exactly why the tank top mandate is a thing, and pantsless running is a thing, is because too many people, kills me, are out there wearing black leggings in the summer or in the hot temperatures because they don't like their knees. They're embarrassed of their legs. They're embarrassed about their triceps. Give it up, folks. Nobody cares about your knees. Nobody cares about your triceps. What we care about is you being healthy. And if you're going out to exercise, you need to be forgiving with your body, and you need to allow it to cool off and to breathe. And so if you're going out and it's 80 degrees or above, you better not have sleeves on. I better not catch you out there with sleeves. Do you understand me? You put on the sunscreen and then you wear a tank top. I don't care what size you wear. You could be a 1, you could be a 34. Guys, it doesn't matter. You have to wear functional fitness apparel, and that comes without sleeves when it's hot, and when it's super hot, you need to take off the pants. You got to wear shorts. You can wear shorts above the knee, shorts way up high. I wear shorty shorts. These are my shorts. They're like, I don't know. I wear them. They're typical running shorts, but you can wear longer shorts. It doesn't matter, but you just can't do it. If I catch you with long pants on or long sleeves in the summer, I'm giving you a spanking. That's it. I'm giving you a spanking, and you can cry all the way home. 60s and 70s. Good for you, Katie. You are okay to wear sleeves, but I know you're out there working hard, so you really should uncover as it starts getting warm. All right. And Tamara says, I look at it this way. If you don't like the way I look, don't look. That's right. What you think of me, it's none of my business. Those are rules to live by. What other people think of me is none of my business. So if you're working hard and you're out there exercising, be kind to yourself. Do not punish your body by overdressing for exercise. That goes outdoors, that goes indoors too. You're gonna go do a Zumba class. Again, nobody's looking at your knees. Nobody's looking at your arms. If they jiggle a little, fine, you're working on it. I mean, give me a break. So, all right, rant over. Tank top mandate is in effect. I want you to send me pictures of you in a tank top, you in shorts. I love that. Tag me on Instagram at Fitzness right there. Okay, next up, want to talk about the boobies. And so almost everybody knows I had the big breast cancer. Wasn't a lot of fun. And I'm very honored that the local or regional American Cancer Society chapter reached out to me and they asked if I would be chair for the 2021 Making Strides for Breast Cancer Walk this year, which I'm very, very excited about. You know, it's interesting. I have worked in so many capacities to support great causes, especially with my work on a microphone. You know, we're working for heart health in Detroit and ovarian cancer in Ann Arbor. And, you know, we also work for heart health in Buffalo and all these great causes. And then in 2019, the local Making Strides for Breast Cancer Walk took place and they asked me to be the keynote speaker. And I was about halfway through my treatment. I was scrawny. I had just like a little crew cut coming back. And I showed up and I spoke. And I was privileged and I was proud to do it. And I think I did. I think I did the job well. But it was interesting to be one of the people being, you know, I was the cause, right? People were out there walking for me, for people like me. And thankfully, so many people have made the effort in the years past that there was a cure for me, right? If I had been diagnosed with the exact same thing 50 years ago, would I have been saved? I don't know. You know, science has come a long way, and that's because so many people got sick of losing their favorite women and some men. And they did something about it, right? They got out, they raised up their voices, they educated others to get annual exams, to squeeze their stuff, and then they raised funds for research and found cures and so forth. So I'm really excited to be chair this year. And I have some fun ideas. But before I go there, I'm going to share a little recap video just to remind you all, if you didn't know, what I've been through and why this means. I wanted to let you know, because I won't be able to avoid telling you at some point, is that I was just diagnosed with breast cancer. It's the morning of the LA Marathon. It's March 24th, and my hair is going to go very soon. It comes out when I brush it, like lots and lots of it. So I've been So breast cancer. I cared about it before, and yeah, I care about it even more now. I hate that so many of my friends are going through it. I hate that so many of my friends will have to go through it. So I'm going to work really hard to make this year's great. And I got a bunch of really fun ideas, and they all have to do with the word boobie. And the poor executive director for the American Cancer Society, every time I say the word boobie, she's like, oh gosh, here we go. But I think this is going to be the year of the boobies. And this is what I need from you guys. This is why I'm bringing it up. Now, I know not all of you are local to me. I get it. However, I need you to go to our page and like it, because believe it or not, the weirdos at Facebook took down our page. It was called Making Strides for Breast Cancer Gainesville. And it was there for years, and we had thousands of followers, and then they just took it down. They're like, no, that's no good. Really? Because it's the American Cancer Society's fundraising page, and Facebook just said this is illegal. And then we thought maybe it's because of the word breast, but I'm sorry. It's an actual organ. It's a part of our body, and I'm sorry if my breast cancer is appalling to you, but I do think there's a lot more appalling things on social media. So Lord knows what's going on with the tech giants right now and their absurd behavior. But I have the link on my personal page. Oh, it's Gainesville Making Strides, MSABC. And I'm going to reshare that link. But if you could please go like it and share it, that would be great, because that's our method of communication with the real world. That's how we tell people that our event will be October 23rd at Celebration Point in Gainesville. We'd love for you to come, join a team, create a team, donate, yada, yada. So if you could go like that and then reshare it, that would be awesome. In fact, I'm going to take the time right now to grab that link for you, for me. And technology, we can do all sorts of things mid-show, but boobies. How come boobies are such a big deal? Let me see. There we go. All right, I just got the link. I'm going to share it for you. And again, it would mean so much to me if you could like it and share the page, and you could tell people, hey, Facebook yanked these guys. Here it comes. All righty then. We've talked about boobies. Also, while we're here, if you have not squeezed your stuff in a while, if you have not taken your hands, put them up your shirts and groped your stuff, do it today. You never know what you might find. And if hopefully you find nothing and you just have a really good time. But if you get in the habit of doing it, you set the alarm on your cell phone once a week, you wake up, you squeeze your stuff, you make sure, okay, it's great. You move on. And then if you do find something, you immediately report it. You get on the phone and, guys, you got the testes, and you probably don't need any encouragement to reach down and have a feel. So reach down and have a feel. No. Yeah, Zucker's a sucker. Sorry, we got puppy time. Okay, so we talked about that. Now I want to talk about weight loss. And here's the deal, folks. This is Joey. Joey, don't bark. He's my puppy. So weight loss doesn't change based on your circumstances. And so sometimes people reach out and say, I want to lose weight, but I went through menopause. Or I want to lose weight, but I had a baby. I want to lose weight, but I had a knee replacement. Okay. The answer is always the same. It doesn't change based on your circumstances. And so that's actually the good news, is because when I'm going to teach you the exact formula for weight loss, it works for absolutely everybody. So you don't have to think, oh no, how do I lose weight? Because I've had my hip replaced. How do I lose weight? I've been through menopause. None of those things matter. The solution is always the same. And so if you haven't already done so, if you go to fitzness.com, right up there on the cover page, scroll down, is a thing called the exact formula for weight loss. And it's an article. It'll take you about 5 minutes to read from top to finish. And I implore you, read all the way from the top, all the way down to the bottom. Read every last word. Ginger, quick, thank you. Read every last word, and it will change your life as long as you take action. You know, sometimes people can't lose weight because they don't understand how things work. They don't understand how to get it done. And there's so many people lying, right? There's your neighbor. He's a truck driver for his job, but he comes over, he's like, hey, you want to buy this stuff? It's my weight loss shake. And if you give me $50, I'll give you the weight loss shake and you'll lose weight. And even though that guy is 75 pounds overweight, you may still think, I'm going to give it a try. Don't give it a try anymore. We don't want to buy anything from a truck driver, or a high school teacher, or an accountant, or a personal trainer. Personal trainer has no business selling you weight loss shakes and weight loss bars. All of that stuff is crap. It's lies. It is pure garbage from beginning to end. There is no such thing as a product that helps you lose weight. It just doesn't exist. If it existed, Oprah Winfrey would have it. And if you look back in time at the Greek, the statues in Greece, right, of these warriors, those guys, those muscular men, the ones that the statues were made out of, they didn't have weight loss pills. They didn't have a GNC around the corner with some super great snake oil stuff to buy. What did they do? They ate off the land and they lifted stones for a living. They hunted their food. They ran around a lot. They fought. They were legit fit and they didn't need any magic pill. And the real deal is the magic pill doesn't exist. And so I truly want you guys to start investing in your health long term, because wouldn't it be nice today to start moving towards the you want to be? And I don't know who that is. I mean, it's not my job to reimagine you, right? I'm looking at you and thinking, well, he could shave off this and grow that. That's not my business. It's not my business. I am not there to sculpt you. I can tell you how to sculpt yourself for certain, but it's your, oh God, that's terrible. Terrible advice, Eric. He says, don't eat breakfast. That's a really foolish thing to say. Yeah, that was bad. But people have those bad advice, right? People have lots of bad ideas. Breakfast, terrible idea. No, breakfast is a really good idea. So humans do a thing called sleep at night. Most humans sleep between 5 and 10 hours a night. And then we wake up, there's a thing called breakfast, which is break the fast. Right? And what are people talking about? Intermittent fasting. Fasting, such a good idea. Well, P.S., we already do fasting at a high level, and we've done it since we were little. We sleep and we do not consume any food while we're sleeping, unless you're sleepwalking, and then you've got some other issues. But yeah, when you get up, it's important to kickstart your metabolism. That's where you take the match and you go and you throw it onto the sticks to start a fire. That's what breakfast is. Now, do you need a 700 calorie breakfast? Nah, probably not. That's probably a little bit excessive, but you need fuel in your tank to go. When I have trained people, it's been a long time. Sometimes I take care of friends, but if people show up for an early morning or for a morning workout and they get dizzy, every single time I say, do you eat breakfast? No. There is absolutely no way for you to put forth your best effort in the morning without having consumed some fuel. Food is not your enemy. Food is fuel, especially if you choose wisely. So if somebody tells you again, don't ever eat breakfast, disregard immediately. Absolutely disregard. Look, Eric says, fine. Thank you very much. Yeah. And there's all of these myths, right? There's so many people telling you got to do keto and you can't eat fruit and, you can't ever have sugar again, or you can't have white food. Extremists are not the answer, right? Every single diet that you have found, I promise you I'll find a flaw with. I do not believe in diets. Diets are, by definition, short-term behaviors that lead to short-term results. There are no diets that are maintainable for life unless you're a weird one. And if you're a weird one, good for you, but you're probably going to suffer some sort of other drawback because you're sticking with a dumb diet. So instead of doing something that's highly restrictive, that's going to lead to suffering, misery, and failure, choose wisely, right? Read the exact formula for weight loss, which is customized to you. And I'm telling you this, look at these credentials. Boom, right there. Master of Science in Exercise Sports Sciences. I've been doing this for decades, and I've never once taken a penny to tell people the truth about weight loss. Never once. I have the education, I have the diploma. I could charge a fortune to teach you how to do this, but I care too much about you. And the snake oil salesmen, the liars, the people, the diet promoting hacks piss me off so much that I just want to give you the accurate information. I don't want to debate this with undereducated or uneducated people. So exact formula for weight loss, you will learn how to eat the right amounts of the right food for the size you want to be. Now, we're only talking weight loss there. Is there a lot more that goes into quality nutrition? Yes. Is there a lot more that goes into sports nutrition? Absolutely. But right now we're talking weight loss, and this right there, Fitzness.com will help get you there. And it's simple, it's easy to understand, and it will work, guaranteed. It works for everybody who actually uses it. If you decide that your caloric budget is going to be irrelevant for the day, irrelevant for the week, maybe it's Friday night. And this is the difference. We see so many men go, drop weight, and women tend to get annoyed, right? Men drop weight so easily, it's no fair. Well, there's a couple things going for them. A, they have testosterone, which is great, super handy dandy. They also are traditionally a little bigger in size, and the bigger you are, the easier it is to drop more significant amounts of weight. But then the other thing men have going for them is right upstairs. And so again, not every man and not every woman does this apply to, but what happens is I will share the exact formula for weight loss with men, and they'll look and they'll go, oh, simple math. Oh, okay, I can do that. And they, boom, do it. They just do it. And I could read off a list of names of guys who have just done it. Women, on the other hand, will go, oh, okay, that makes sense. I can do that. I'm going to get started. I'm so excited. And then it comes to Friday and they're like, but okay, I'm going out with the girls and I have to have a margarita and I have to have some wine and, oh, I need to have nachos or whatever it is. And so girls will start to justify, it's my period. I don't need to stick with the formula, or it's Christmas, or I broke up, or we got together. It's always some other sort of thing. So the math works. And if you stick with the math, you will get where you want to go. Factually, there's almost no way around it. But it's got to be a commitment upstairs, and it's got to be something that you live with. Now, you can have an off day and just make up for it the next day. That's fine. But don't let that be your culture. Don't let that be your religion of making up for indiscretions. It doesn't work so well. Does anyone have any questions about that? And yeah, and Eric, I'm not going to tell you I'm sorry for telling you that was a really bad idea. I'm actually super happy that you posted that breakfast was a bad idea, because it's a great idea. And sometimes people need to show their bad ideas. I hope that I've convinced you that it's a bad plan to skip breakfast. Now, do you need to gobble up waffles and bacon every day? No. Here's the other thing about breakfast. Typical breakfast foods aren't your only option. So when you wake up at 6, 7, 8 in the morning, you don't only have to choose waffles or cereal or whatever. You can actually wake up at 7 a.m. and have lobster and asparagus. I know, it's just mind blowing. There are no rules. There will be no police officer breaking your house and saying, no seafood before noon. You can eat legit healthy foods in the morning. And so people ask me a lot, what do you have for breakfast? And I actually, I'm not a sleepwalker. So when I wake up, I'm kind of hungry. And my traditional breakfast is a Kind bar, which gives me lots of nuts and seeds. I get the protein, I get some fat, and I fruit. Often it's a Kind bar, which is 180 calories. And then I have a banana and a tangerine. Sometimes it's 3 tangerines. Sometimes it's a bowl of strawberries. But I do walk the walk on nutrition. I eat very well. But yeah, I wake up hungry and I fill my body with something good that's going to help it go. And that's the purpose of food and fuel, is to help your body go, help it perform. Your body requires energy, not just for your activities and exercise. Your body requires energy to think, for your heart to pump blood, for your digestive system to work. Your body is constantly burning energy to do what it needs to do to keep you alive. And so breakfast is a great idea. In fact, I'm a grazer. I think grazing throughout the day is probably a little smarter than having these 3 massive meals. But yeah, read the exact formula for weight loss. If you have any questions at that point, let me know. And what else do we have to talk about? I told you Ginger's graduating Friday. So exciting. I want everybody at about 10 a.m. on Friday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, I want you all to cry a little bit. I want you to think of the song Pomp and Circumstance, and then I want you all to well up with tears and think of Ginger. And that makes me very proud. Tomorrow, I'm going to do an 8-mile run on the treadmill. The show Working Moms Season 5 is on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. So I'm going to watch that on my iPad. If you guys have not watched Working Moms, it's very funny. And the ladies especially would like it. It's a little bit crass, or it's a lot of bit crass, which is kind of what I enjoy about it. So Working Moms for me for 8 miles. And then on the beginning of next week, I head out to Buffalo for the Buffalo Marathon, half marathon, 5K. We've got the Ruffalo Stampede. I'm super excited about the dog races. So come on out. If you can't get registered because it's sold out, come just be a spectator. And if you are planning on running, stop by for a hug. I'll be there. Rudy will be there. This is Rudy hat. Look, Rudy has the little hat. This is the junior Poobah hat. And then mine is obviously the grand Poobah hat. So this will be on display in late June in Buffalo. I plan to go to Niagara Falls. I plan to hike on the gorge. I have some athletic adventure on the docket. And then as soon as I leave Buffalo, I'm heading back to Florida. And on 4th of July, I will be hosting the St. Pete Pier Run. It's an inaugural race on the 4th of July. It's a 4-miler. And it will be absolutely breathtaking. It's a beautiful part of the state. And you will run oceanside and near the harbor with beautiful yachts. And that night, they're having a fantastic fireworks show in Tampa, St. Pete. So please join us there. July 17th, the Women's 6K and Festival in Canton, Ohio. Thrilled to do that. I'll be there with Dina Castor, the women's marathon record holder. And then we will have the USATF American 6K Championship at the same time as our run for the regular gals. So I want you all to come. If you come to the Women's 6K, register using discount code Fitzness. And then in September 12th, I will be in Detroit. Women run the D at the 5K, 10K, half marathon on Belle Isle. You can use discount code Fitzness at epicraces.com. The Ohio race is women's6k.com. So I'm going to put those in just so you guys have it. Races.com and women6k.com. Oh, this is so handy to be able to to show these events. And then I would like to remind you that if you guys are looking for quirky, creative, custom running gear, if you want to have the magnet everybody has on their bumper sticker to show which mile you've accomplished, or some stickers, it happens on the long run, stays on the long run. They have a lot of fun stuff. And when you look around town and you see these things, it came from onemoremile.net. That's where you should get yours. Oh, all right, let's see. Deb Coleman, the Coach Bob Larson City Snickers movie is a great treadmill entertainment. Oh, is this? I think you told me about this before. A Coach Bob Larson Snickers movie. I will. Lots of Meb. Meb is a sweeto, isn't he? If you guys did not see my interview with Meb a few weeks ago, go to fitzness.com. Check it out. It's under the Fitzness Show tab. What an inspiring guy and really fun. My favorite part of that interview was at the very end when I asked what his favorite movie was. It's very, very funny. You're going to have to watch it to know what his favorite movie was. But I will check that out. And in fact, Deb, I think I was looking for that the other day and I couldn't remember it. All right, Bob Larson. Everyone needs to write that down. Bob Larson, City Snickers. Oh, the other great running movie is called Beer Runners. I saw that at a race weekend a few years ago. Beer Runners. It's very much about the community of running, which is very impressive. Great to hear that your schedule is ramping up. Me too. I'm so happy. I can't wait to get back to California, Dave. I think my next California race is early November. I could announce the Santa Monica Classic, but it's the same date as the Detroit Women's event, and I can't bail on that. So Rudy's going to be there, and I will certainly see you in November. Hopefully you're choosing OC Half Marathon on that date. And let's see. Slickers. Okay, I was wondering what Snickers meant, but thank you. I'll look for or Snickers. But Snickers are delicious. That is for sure. So we got all of this covered. Something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh! Okay. Last week we had Jeff Galloway. If you did not see Jeff Galloway's interview, go watch Jeff Galloway's interview. He talks about the actual experience of having a heart attack. Absolutely terrifying. I was on the edge of my seat, and I know anyone who watched it was. Go watch that interview because it's gripping, it's terrifying, but hopefully it will change your behavior if you're ever in a similar situation. And then I had Rudy on Sunday, and we celebrated his 35th anniversary of sobriety. It was very open and honest conversation, and Rudy's a very heartfelt guy, but he certainly shared everything, all of the details of his alcohol and drug addiction and how he beat it. And so many people reached out post-interview to tell me how meaningful that was and how addiction is harming their family. And yeah, so watch Rudy's interview as well. Oh, good. I'm glad to be at OC with me. There's now a competition. Rudy's announcing Los Angeles Marathon. I'm announcing OC Half. We normally announce both events together. We had to separate to make sure each event had great coverage. But yeah, we're trying to lure athletes to us. So it's most important that everybody on the planet runs OC Half Marathon this year. And Rudy will just be there alone at LA. Like, gee whiz, I wish Fitz and all our friends were here. That's what I'm thinking. And where else was I going with that? I was going to tell you something very important. I tend to fall. Oh, okay. This week, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, I have America's Running Bear on the show. It's Bear Son. If you've not seen Bear Son, he's absolutely adorable. It's a real bear, and he runs marathons. He ran Los Angeles in 2020, which was outstanding. And when I saw him cross the finish or coming towards the finish line, I nearly died. So Bear Son will be on. He has already ran from Los Angeles to San Francisco as a bear, and soon he's going to be walking and running from Los Angeles to New York City. So we're going to talk to the bear tonight, which will probably be my most adorable interview to date. And then tomorrow I have Colin Egglesfield. And if you don't know who Colin Egglesfield is, you need to look him up. Colin is a dream. He's Mr. Hollywood. I met him, well, I didn't meet him. I interviewed him over 10 years ago when he was on All My Children. He's a soap star hunk. And I don't even watch soaps, but OMG. And he's also the guy that was the face and the body on Calvin Klein underwear boxes. And he had big billboards for him and his gorgeous face and body on Calvin Klein billboards and Armani. And I think Versace. I mean, the guy's gorgeous, crazy fit. He's training to run the Chicago Marathon on October 10th. So the day before I do Boston, he's going to be in Chicago. And he's been in the movie Something Borrowed with Kate Hudson, and he's been in Chicago Fire and Bad Moms and all. He has a huge acting resume, but he's gorgeous, he's talented, he's fit, and he's really smart and very health oriented. So I think we're going to have a fantastic conversation. That's tomorrow at noon Eastern. So if you're on the West Coast, wake up early, see Colin, and then drool a little bit and be like, sorry. Yes, you will be able to hear me, noisy man, and I will keep my ear out for you. Perhaps we can do some sort of FaceTime thing where you can project my voice in Los Angeles and I can share a little bit of Rudy love and the OC. We'll have to figure that out. And then Beth, she's got nothing to say. Beth is just like, hey, y'all, it's my name. Everybody's got to see it. I get to see Beth next week in Buffalo. So I'm going to wrap this up. Reminder, if you don't already have some Team Noisy gear, we just got the cropped hoodies. We have big hoodies too, but I love it. And it's so soft. And if you're a little shy and you don't want your tummy to show, fine, you can wear a long t-shirt underneath. Easy solution. So I love you all. I hope you have a great workout today. Watch what you put in your mouth. Go to fitzness.com, read the exact formula for weight loss, and get to work. I'll see you tonight. Remember, Bear Son, 8 p.m. Bye, team.